Hello, everybody, and welcome to Letchworth High School, the site of tonight's Section 5 boys basketball matchup. It's a Class C2 semifinal matchup between Oakfield-Alabama and York. My name is Alex Brasky, alongside Coach Dan Dickens, ready to take you through tonight's action between two defending champions. Oakfield-Alabama coming in as two-time defending champs, while York, a champion last season over Coach Dickens, former Raiders. Very disappointing moment in his career. We'll be sure to bring that up several times throughout the broadcast and rub it in as much as we can. But anyway, these guys are good friends, Coach Orman and Coach Dickens. He's also friendly with Coach Stellar. So plenty of good insight coming your way from Coach Dickens throughout this broadcast. And we'll do our best to take you through what should be a competitive matchup between the 2 seed in Class C2 and the 3 seed in Class C2. We pause for a moment for the national anthem here at Letchworth High School. All right, getting set to get underway here between York and Oakfield-Alabama. Once again, Alex Brasky and Coach Dan Dickens with you. Before we get too deep into tonight's broadcast, we'd like to first thank our sponsors, beginning with the Caryville Inn. Caryville Inn in Oakfield. Join us this Wednesday and every Wednesday for Wing Night, 25 Main Street in Oakfield at Caryville Inn. Also, Yasis Construction and Trucking, your #1 choice for all your construction and asphalt needs. Also, Genesee Community College. Genesee, your path. GCC offers 60-plus affordable academic programs and over 120 scholarships for you to begin your next journey. Apply for free at genesee.edu/apply or call 866-CALL-GCC today. Also, our scoreboard sponsor for tonight, Crazy Cheap Cars, the ultimate in price and selection. Find your next vehicle at crazycheapcars.com. Crazy Cheap Cars carries the largest selection of over 150 pre-owned cars, trucks, and SUVs. The largest selection of any dealer in the Genesee region. Also, UR Medicine Noise Memorial Health, high-quality care, close to home. Also, Empire Tractor, your local New Holland dealer, selling a full range of tractors and farm equipment. Empire Tractor is also proud to sell Dixie Chopper zero-turn mowers, which is the world's fastest mower, and they are now selling and servicing the Coyote line of tractors, mowers, and utility vehicles. Last but not least, Casella Waste. Are you looking for residential pickup at your house, a dumpster, or roll-off service for your place of business? Call Casella Waste and check out their great rates on local waste removal. So once again, Alex Brasky, Coach Dan Dickens with you on the Batavia Daily News Sports Network, the Crazy Cheap Cars scoreboard. All clear, 8 minutes on the clock. First quarter set to get underway here in this Class C2 semifinal. Ball is up. Hornets come away with the first possession, and we bring in Coach Dickens. Coach, your outlook for tonight's game.
Well, we got two teams that play extremely hard. Both teams defend very well. I think one of the things that's going to be interesting at the start is Oakfield seeing who they're going to rely on here. As you see, strong take there.
Noah Courier, strong take to the basket, and an early 2-point lead for the Hornets. That's going to be their bread and butter, Coach. They're going to have to get to the rim if they hope to compete with this high-flying York offense.
Yeah, and you see it here. Colton Yassis is a very tough defender, physical. And on Courier's first step on that last one was outstanding, as you see him stepping through and losing it a little bit. But that's what Oakfield's going to need to get this thing going. York a little bit more balanced with their scorers out there. There's another good defensive play by Courier. A little bit more spread out. You see a little tight here early from York in their offensive possessions. Porter with a nice crossover.
Now around the horn, Yassis with it on the wing, drives, and an offensive foul. Connor Rodwell slides in to take the charge. That's Yassis' first foul of this first quarter, first team foul called against Oakfield.
We are a minute 7 in, and York's already set up to try to take 3 or 4 charges. So obviously that's a big point of emphasis for Coach Orman and York tonight. Last year when we were here, when we saw Avon knock out Oakfield in the Class C crossovers, we saw Avon, I believe, take 8 charges on Oakfield. So, you know, you do what helps you there, and you're going to have another foul on Oakfield.
Foul called against Aiden Warner, his first, team's second. And Jake Pangrazio will take it out inbound to Maddox. Timothy, nice move to the rim. York's on the board, and if York's going to win this game, they need a lot from Timothy. He's been their driving force throughout the past couple of seasons. A senior now, he can shoot it from the outside. You see him drive and finish as well. He's really a complete player for Coach Orman.
Yes, he is. I mean, Maddox Timothy's one of those kids, a 3-year starter for Coach Orman. Been in a lot of big games, performed well in big games. He's the MVP of the sectional finals last year for York. Tough. I think they just got to really try to keep him in front of him, make him try to take contested jumpers. But like I've said, York's got a lot of weapons on offense, so it's tough to stop them all, especially when you're looking to give some help at times on some of these other guys.
Here's the Golden Knights with it now. Nice pass to Joe Bauer. Can't get the finish at the rim, though. Yassis on the rebound. Here come the Hornets. Expect a fast-paced game here tonight, Coach. You know that Oakfield likes to run, and York can do it as well. So I'd expect an up-and-down contest throughout. I don't think either team is going to slow it down, or at least attempt to. Correct me if I'm wrong.
No, I think both teams are very comfortable playing at a fast pace. Courier, though, right there in rhythm, nice. We saw him do this against Attica, really knock down some shots in that 10 to 15-foot range. But both teams capable of playing fast. I don't know if somebody might try to slow it down to limit the possessions, but this is a great outlet pass from Courier to Yassis.
Rejected at the rim by Rodwell, but a foul's called. We'll see who the foul's against. It's against Rodwell. I thought he got all ball there.
He did. His momentum took him into him and wiped him out. So really good call by the official on that play. Good officiating crew tonight. Adrian Tyndall, Devin Mayo, and Enrique Mossman. And we got a timeout, York.
Early timeout called by the Golden Knights. That will allow us to thank our sponsors once more, beginning with the Caryville Inn. Also Yassis Trucking and Construction. Genesee Community College. Crazy Cheap Cars. UR Medicine, Noise Memorial Health. Empire Tractor. Casella Waste. And all those sponsors bringing you tonight's Class C2 semifinal between York and Oakfield-Alabama on the Crazy Cheap Cars scoreboard. 4-2 lead for the Hornets in the early going. Colton Yassis at the line.
You can see Coach Orman calling that timeout. Not happy they got beat down the floor. Still a little bit upset. I mean, that's obviously something he talked about, because Oakfield can run as good as anybody. And when you get Courier and Yassis out there where they can use their athletic ability, which is very good, and like you said, a lot of big game experience here with all these Oakfield-Alabama Hornets. Like, that is something he wanted to make sure they didn't get, was easy points.
Yassis 1 for 2. Ball rolling around. Braden Smith diving after it. But it goes out of bounds near the York cheerleaders, and the Golden Knights will take back over. And much like we saw from Chase Guzdeck in the first game, Pembroke winners over number 5 Bolivar Richburg. Pembroke will advance to the Class C2 title game to meet the winner of tonight's game. But much like Chase Guzdeck, Braden Smith provides that energy and that intensity for this Oakfield-Alabama team, and great hair to boot.
Yeah, I mean, we've watched him quite a bit over the last couple years. He plays extremely hard. Like, you're not going to see many guys outwork him for a ball, like you said. I think it reminds me a lot with Guzdeck. But the thing with Smith is, too, his IQ is really high. Like, he's the point. He runs the show for these guys a lot. He'll bring us out, get everybody set up. Coach Steller called him like his second coach or his coach on the floor for them.
Nearing the midpoint here in the first quarter. 3-point lead for the Hornets. It's been a slow start for the Knights. Owe controlling the action here throughout the first half of the first quarter. And Noah Courier, he's up to 4 points. The awkward-looking finish there. York will go quickly. Bauer at the rim. He's missed 2 close ones. Pangrazio on the rebound. And the putback. Bauer looked to be banged up on that play, holding his lower back. Slow to get back on defense. Porter jacks the 3. Rebound goes to Tyler Brady. Here comes Maddox Timothy leading the break for the Knights.
You got Courier grimacing a little bit as well. Nice cut by Pangrazio.
Beautiful cut to the basket and a nice finish from Jake Pangrazio. York within 1. And Tyler Brady takes it away. Great student section provided by the Golden Knights. The Night Zone in attendance here at Letchworth High School. Timothy dribbles it off his leg into the hands of Warner. Here come the Hornets.
Yeah, good job there, Oakfield, getting back in that transition D, finding their guys. You know, one thing, and we saw this on Pangrazio's finish, he's a lefty, and sometimes people forget that when they're cutting, so he can make that look a little easier, a little bit running towards the hoop. Courier, not necessarily his game, but feeling it on that one. He has been their offensive spark so far.
Porter over pursues, gives Bauer an open 3. Bauer diving after his own rebound, but he slides out of bounds. Good to see Bauer okay after he was shaken up for a moment, but misses the 3 and slides out of bounds. It will go back to the Hornets here. Inside 3 minutes to go here in the first quarter. You gotta like where you're at if you're Coach Steller.
Yeah, I mean, I think Oakfield, the lower the scoring this game is, the better chance that I think Oakfield has of winning. Great job on their defensive efforts for the most part. Make York work here as well. I thought they might have got hit on that one. They're going to play on.
Courier had that one knocked out of his hands. Here comes York in transition. Pangrazio hands it off to Rodwell. Nice drive to the basket, but he missed the rim. Braden Smith with a nice pitch up the court. Porter, an awkward-looking left-handed try, and he goes crashing to the floor and a foul call. Porter will head to the line for 2 shots. Foul called against Pangrazio. His first foul of this first quarter. Second team foul against York.
Yeah, not a big fan of the hero step, but some of these guys can make something happen with it. And Porter did on that one, going a long ways with his 2 steps, drawing the foul. Comfortable foul shooter here with him. It's good to see him get going because they are hawking him pretty well in the half court. I think Coach Steller, point of emphasis, they think they can get that long outlet passes. We've seen that 4 or 5 times already in this first half.
And it's like we saw in the game between Notre Dame and Honeoye the other day at Notre Dame with Landon Washburn from Honeoye leaking out like 8 million times throughout that game. So certainly when you have a team that struggles to put the ball in the basket with consistency and get those contributions from a number of different players, the transition game can sometimes supplement that offense that you lack in the half court.
Yeah. Yep. Like you said, I think both teams might be a little tight as well. That's going to be a foul at 8. Just because you're in front of the guy and moving them, you've got to make a play on the ball to get that foul on the defense. So pretty easy call there, but Oakfield gets a chance to play half-court D, which has been pretty good so far.
Courier tried to tip that one away, but it ends up into the hands of Timothy. Throws it directly to Yasis in transition at the rim and lays it in. 4-point lead for the Hornets. Careless turnover for Timothy.
Yeah, I'm surprised he missed. They had I think Rodwell open at a block, and he went back out. And, I think that's an opportunity. They could have got an easy bucket there.
Brady at the rim, no good. Rebound goes to Braden Smith. Here comes Oakfield now. Smith on the charge, coast to coast, barreling over Rodwell, who takes the charge. Smith is incensed, unhappy with that call, and that's his second foul here in this first quarter. He'll hit the bench.
I think in that situation, it's 1-on-4. I think that should have been a time to bring that out. I know he's not happy with the call, but the guy's in position, and you don't have to hit him directly in the chest for it to be an offensive foul. A little miscommunication here by Oakfield.
Brady for three from the corner. Tyler Brady cuts the deficit to 1.
Yeah, good shot. Good set. Like, Brady's been a big spark for them at times this year. Got his feet set in the corner. Good draw and dish. Now Oakfield's going to play with a couple guys off the bench, which we've talked about with this. Your bench get tested when you get in foul trouble. Oakfield with 2 guys with 2 in the first quarter. They're going to need some guys to step up.
Bauer knocked that one away from Porter. Lob into Rodwell. Rejected at the rim by Warner. But he threw it away directly to Bauer, who couldn't get the roll. Bauer's missed 3 layups here in the early going. And he was red hot when I saw him earlier this season against Avon. Just doesn't have the touch tonight. He's been in position time and again. Deep 3 from Porter. He knocked that one down from the volleyball line. Sometimes when you're being guarded as tightly as Porter is, you have to force one up from deep. He did there, and he connected.
Yeah, I mean, this was a big-time shot there. Big possession here, and we're going to get another foul on Oakfield on a hold.
12 seconds remaining in this first quarter. Oakfield holding a 4-point lead following the deep 3 from Kyle Porter. Pangrazio set to inbound. Gets it to Brady. Brady looking for room. 8 seconds on the clock. Rodwell couldn't get the roll. York has missed several layups here in the first quarter. 3 seconds to go. Porter from deep. No good. Warner on the rebound. And we hit the end of the first quarter. Oakfield-Alabama in the lead by 4. We head to the second here on the Batavia Daily News Sports Network. Once again, we'd like to thank our sponsors, beginning with the Caryville Inn. Wednesday is wing night, Coach. And if there's anything anybody knows about us, we're big wing guys. So Wednesday might be our night. Although we might be working that night too. Yeah, we're gonna have to maybe get some to go on Wednesday. Yasis Trucking and Construction, 6956 Byron Holly Road. And Byron, that's Yasis Trucking and Construction. They also, you might need this tonight, they also do some snow plowing, I believe. And due to the weather that we're experiencing here in Wyoming County, it's pretty intense prospect getting back and pulling into driveways. But contact Yasis if you need your driveway plowed. Genesee Community College, apply for free online at genesee.edu/apply. Myself and Coach Dickens, 2 proud alums here tonight from Genesee Community College. Let's go Cougars. Crazy Cheap Cars, the ultimate in price and selection, 948-8000. That's crazycheapcars.com. Also, UR Medicine, Noise Health, quality care close to home. Empire Tractor, we're here to help you grow. That's empiretractor.com. And lastly, Casella Waste will save your business time and money on trash and recycling services. So we've hit the second quarter here of this Class C2 semifinal. Maddox Timothy quickly to the rim for York, but he comes up empty. I think that's York's 6th or 7th miss inside the first marker.
Yeah, they're doing a great job getting high percentage shots. They're just not finishing them. That's got to stay comfortable there. Keep doing it. I will tell you, Oakfield up 4. Like, most people think like that's an ideal situation. I'll tell you what's not ideal is having Braden Smith and Colton Yasis with 2 fouls. If Coach Steller is going to go back to them, they've got to be extremely smart. Smith especially, because he has the ball in his hands, and New York is trying to take charges. And, him getting 3 and an emotional player and how hard he goes after balls, like that would be a big setback for them. So I'll be interested to see how long he goes.
A little bit too long on that look-ahead pass from York, and it will go to the Hornets here, holding that 4-point lead. Number 3 OA, 2-time defending champions within Class C2. York won the C3 title a year ago. York's Parker Bonifade into the game for the Golden Knights. I believe the first substitution for York this evening. Porter with a beautiful reverse layup. What a move from Kyle Porter, and now Bodie Hyde into the game for Oakfield-Alabama, face guarding Jake Pangrazio.
Yeah, I think Porter's really had a couple strong takes, and Hyde's out there to guard Pangrazio, no doubt about it. The other Pangrazio for Oakfield, Austin getting caught on a switch. Not his best, being 15 feet from the basket, trying to move side to side. So they're going to have to get some help there.
Nice move from Rodwell and the finish. Porter starting to heat up. A little bit of a heat check there. No good from the corner. Rodwell secures the rebound. Here comes York. Bonifade tried to bounce it to Brady, but it went over to Pangrazio, who was true on the layup. I think he was looking for Brady there, but hey, no harm, no foul. It worked out.
I'd go to the grave saying that's who I was throwing it to. Nobody's going to know. I will say Coach Orman took Joe Bauer out, and he didn't even say a word to him. So I'm going to tell you some of the reasoning for that is I think he knows Bauer, he's just got to settle him down. It's him going over and telling him to settle down and get some composure isn't going to change it.
Maddox Timothy for three. York takes the lead. 5:45 remaining in the second quarter. The Golden Knights are out in front, and it's their senior leader doing the damage.
Yeah, it's a great job of finding him in some rhythm there. Good timeout by Coach Steller. I wouldn't be surprised if we see York maybe change defenses for one possession. That's something Coach Orman does sometimes. I also wouldn't be surprised if we do see Yassis or Smith, one of them, come back in. I'll tell you, the York faithful traveled in a large number down here. As you can tell, a lot of purple in the stands. Always big supporters no matter where they're playing. A lot of them here for the first game as well. So still going to keep the 5 in that. No, Watterson's came in for somebody. So
Cole Watterson into the game now for Oakfield. Avery Watterson, excuse me, not his uncle Cole. Avery, the Section 5 record holder for extra points made in a single season, Coach.
Scored a lot of points, and they did. I saw a bunch of them firsthand from the other sideline.
Watterson in the corner, out to Courier. Poked away by Timothy. Courier regains possession, over to Hyde. Back to Courier, pulls up from the elbow. No good. Pangrazio on the rebound, and he's fouled by Hyde. And that is Oakfield's 7th foul of this first half. York already in the bonus with 5:21 remaining in the second quarter.
I mean, that's going to be advantage York for obvious reasons with 5 minutes to go. At this point right here, I think, Porter is the number one scorer out there for Oakfield. Courier, who's made some big shots for them already today, I think trying to take a little bit more on his own here, but I think they're going to have to get transition going. They're going to have to get, like, Courier and Watterson and Hyde, these athletes out there running where there's no contest. They got to get that off defensive rebound. And again, another effort here.
Rodwell secured the defensive board, couldn't get the putback, but on the second try at the rebound, Oakfield knocked it out of bounds. It will stay with the Golden Knights here. Timothy on the wing, on the drive, pulls up in the lane, no good. Pangrazio on the offensive board, and the left-handed putback. York ahead by 3. 5 minutes remaining in the second.
If you're just going to keep giving second, third, and fourth shots, it's going to be a long night. Oakfield's got to dig in and move some bodies, all right, but then go and get the ball.
I think you're spot on, though, Coach. Oakfield needs to speed this game up. They have to find a way to get stops and turn that into transition basketball. They're not going to win this game in the half court.
No, and they're going back. Yassis and Smith both coming in. I mean, it's down 3. Very small deficit right now. They just got to keep their composure. A few turnovers. Just keep your composure. Play some defense. York, on the other hand, starting to feel a little bit more comfortable on offense.
The one thing about York, you have a very emotional team in Oakfield-Alabama, and don't get me wrong, that works for them. But on the other side of the coin, as Timothy jacks the 3 from the top of the key and knocks it down. And that goes to my point. Timothy, really the leader in this regard. This entire York roster never wavers. You never see really any body language on the floor. You see them just steady as they go. and that allows them to maybe withstand some slow periods throughout the game and come back and respond like you've seen them over the last several minutes with Timothy on the rejection right now. And now leading the break. Scooped under. And Maddox Timothy, what a sequence for him. Past the midpoint of this second quarter, York starting to feel itself in this first half. Tyler Brady face guarding Porter now.
Yeah, I mean, Maddox is a special player, and we're seeing it right here with this spurt. Again, Oakfield needs to get something. Just kind of going in and throwing some stuff up. But, you know, I mean, offensively, this is just get a little more rhythm. Transition's going to be their key, Alex. We both said that. I mean, there's a reason they got all those points early. They're pushing, getting their athletes out and running. Not the best half-court team that there is, especially a team that plays such good half-court defense as York.
Missed free throw there from Avery Watterson. One more to come. 8-point lead for York. The night zone in the ear of Watterson, but he's able to convert. Cut it down to a 7-point deficit. And now onto the floor is Brendan Westcott.
So one of the things, I don't think Oakfield's closed out really well lately, or they gambled. When you close out poorly and get beat off the dribble, or you gamble and don't get it, you're going to leave open guys. And like I've said, York's got too many offensive players.
Bonifade inside with the finish. And it's up to a 9-point York advantage. And that goes to show you how much depth that this York team has in comparison to a lot of Class C teams. You see a lot of Class C teams roll 1 through 5 and really rely on their top 5 for their offensive production. But Bonifade, a bona fide scorer off the bench.
Yeah, and he's only a freshman, so he's getting some great run here. Good play by Smith there to force it off of Pangrazio's leg, or Maddox's leg there. Timeout Oakfield.
We had a problem with our score clock on the Batavia Daily News Sports Network. It's 3:02 remaining. I had 4:02. I'm not sure how that happened, but when you're trying to do multiple things at once, sometimes you run into minor mistakes, but we correct them as quick as we can. But a 9-point lead here for York on the Batavia Daily News Sports Network. Once again, we'd like to thank the Caryville Inn. Join us this Wednesday and every Wednesday for Wing Night. Also, Yasis Trucking and Construction, your #1 choice for all your trucking and asphalt needs. Also, Genesee Community College, Genesee, your path. GCC offers 60-plus affordable academic programs and over 120 scholarships for you to begin your next journey. Apply for free at genesee.edu/apply or call 866-CALL-GCC today. Also, Crazy Cheap Cars, the ultimate in price and selection. At Crazy Cheap Cars, they need your trade-in. Top dollar paid for your trade, so give them that call at 585-948-8000, or better yet, we'll see you right here. I'm getting better, Coach. UR Medicine, Noise Memorial Health, high-quality care close to home. Empire Tractor, check out their website, empiretractor.com, or visit in person right in front of the Genesee County Fairgrounds. Also, Casella Waste. Are you looking for residential pickup at your house, a dumpster, or roll-off service for your place of business? Call Casella Waste and check out their great rates on local waste removal. .251 here in the second quarter. York will take it back, sporting that 9-point advantage here in the Class C2 semifinal. 3-ball from Maddox Timothy, no good. Rebound goes to York. Pangrazio tries the 3, no good. And now Brendan Westcott and Braden Smith hitting the deck. Brendan Westcott once again on the floor, knocked away again. And Pangrazio diving after it. I think he undercut Smith. Let's see what the call is here. And the call goes against Bonifade on the push. So it will go to the Hornets here, and Bonifade will take a break with 2 fouls and draw a nice ovation from the crowd with 2:27 remaining in this second quarter. Oakfield needs a run here, Coach. Final 2.5 minutes of this first half. They trail by 9 after a good start. They need to go on a run here to close the half.
Yeah, I mean, it's still, they've struggled in the second quarter. They've got to get something. There you go. I mean, that's something. You got to get something closer to the basket. I'd like to see Porter coming off a couple double screens, maybe to try to get him going a little bit, so maybe they'll have Smith bring it up a little more in the second half.
Smith, a nice fadeaway from the corner there to get Oakfield back on the board. Timothy, patient as ever, into the lane and high off glass. That's a fundamental play from Maddox Timothy. The patience on the slow drive, the pull-up, off glass from straight on. My, oh my, that's a nice play.
Well, I think he thinks he got hit on that, but he does change speeds really well, which makes it tough on defenders. You see as Smith starts to drive.
Offensive foul. That's Yasis' third foul of this second quarter, this first half, and Yasis did not like the call. His words for the official as he'll be forced to take a break, as I said, with his third personal foul here in the first half. And he is not happy, a senior, surely wanting to remain on the court for his team, but unable to do so here late in the first half with those 3 fouls. So here's Timothy initiating the possession, gets it back up top, doubled now by Watterson and Courier, able to get it away to Brady, outside to Pangrazio. Jake Pangrazio knocks down the 3, and York is clicking on all cylinders, Coach.
Yeah, I mean, Oakfield really concerned with Maddox Timothy down there, losing Pangrazio for a little bit. He don't need much. Great effort by Bauer. I guess one thing we talked about, this York team, just like Oakfield, they're both going to play really hard. But, I mean, York's having a lot more success in the half-court offense. I'd like to see Oakfield move the ball a little more and get some cutting. They're getting these charges when they're just trying to dribble one-on-one without much action in the half-court. So they're going to have to get a little more screening away.
Or they can just rely on Porter's hot hand as he knocks down another 3. And that cuts it inside a double-digit deficit. It's now a 9-point advantage for the Golden Knights. Timothy, guarded closely by Watterson, gets it away to Pangrazio. Nice ball movement to get it back to Timothy. Can't knock it down from the wing. Rodwell flying in for the rebound. Bauer on the putback. Bauer finally gets one to go inside.
Yeah, it's again, I mean, 3-4 opportunities for York. I mean, you just can't let teams get that many shots at the rim. You got to give guys getting rebounds. They're just getting outworked in the paint down there. All right, Oakfield going to keep the last shot here, at least go in down 11, maybe make some adjustments going into coming out of the half.
Certainly not out of it yet. A bucket here would go a long way for the Hornets to close the half. Porter tries to do it himself, unable to do so, and Timothy pushing the pace, 3 seconds to go. Bauer at the rim, can't get it to go, and time expires here in the first half. We head to halftime. The York faithful rises to its feet as the Golden Knights, after falling behind early, now lead it by 11 at the break. We'd like to thank our sponsors once more before we bring in Pembroke head coach Matt Shea for a quick halftime interview and discuss his team's win in the other Class C2 semifinal. We'd like to thank the Caryville Inn, also Yasis Trucking and Construction, also Genesee Community College, CrazyCheapCars.com, UR Medicine Noise Health, Empire Tractor, and Casella Waste. So we've reached halftime of this Class C2 semifinal. York with a 32-21 lead over Oakfield-Alabama. We bring in head coach for Pembroke, Matt Shea. Coach, it was a slow start for your team in your semifinal. You trailed by 1 at the half, but I think you outscored Bolivar Richburg, I think 29-9 or something in that second half. So really a great surge by your kids down the stretch, and much like you did against Alexander, you finish strong and you go into your next game with a wave full of momentum. What's the outlook for your team moving forward? You're watching this game transpire here tonight. Some thoughts on these teams as well as some thoughts on your team.
Yeah, I mean, obviously this game, you got 2 really good teams. You know, we knew coming into this, you had kind of contrasting styles with Oakfield, who's really going to guard, really going to get after you. York, who just, you know, shoots it real well. A bunch of guys on the court at all times that can knock it down. You know, Oakfield got in a little bit of foul trouble with 2 of the guys that, you know, kind of took the momentum away from them when they had that nice start, and, you know, York made a run. But, I mean, a game this level, York, you know you're going to play teams that are going to be able to score and make runs on you. So, you know, it's a great game right now. Obviously, York, you know, took a little bit of a lead there and pulled ahead, but a great battle, a great high school basketball game.
Now, what pleased you about your team's performance? Obviously, from mine and Coach's perspective, Caden Falls just an incredible performance, really carried you through some slow periods in that game, and Chase Guzdeck really came along down the stretch and provided some energy as well. But Caden Falzer, he's your all-time leading scorer. He's a senior this year. He's brought you to the championship game. What can you say about his effort in that C2 semifinal and really throughout his career and all season?
Yeah, he played his tail off tonight. We battled through some rough minutes in the first half. We knew that Bolivar could shoot it, and they shot it real well in the first half. We struggled defensively, giving up 15 each quarter. Our goal is 12 and under a quarter. Second half, we stepped up defensively. And Caden, obviously, like we've seen the articles in the paper and stuff. He's had an amazing year. Really battled tonight, battled through some struggles, shooting the ball early, and really carried us in the second half, along with the defensive end of the ball. We held them to 9 points in the second half, like you said. So I was so much happier with how we battled in the second half. And then Guzdeck too. Guzdeck is a real force on the glass, and you see him keeping him off the offensive glass is almost impossible. So I was really pleased with how the guys battled tonight, especially in the second half.
One more from me, and then we'll toss it over to Coach Dickens to get a little bit more in depth with you. But just how exciting of a moment is this for you? You've known this group forever. You've known that they really have had this opportunity within them. They have the talent to do so. They have the heart. They have the basketball IQ. They have whatever it takes to reach a championship game. And now that they've punched their ticket, how satisfying is that to watch this group do that?
Oh, it's great because, when the kids are coming up through, you try and sell it to them. Hey, if you work hard, you're going to have success, whether it's individually or as a team. So, when you see them put in that time and then get rewarded with it, at the end of their, whether junior or senior year or whatever it is, it's great because that's, you want to see them rewarded for that hard work that they're putting in. So it's really awesome. And even I know when I was a kid, I remember going, with my uncle, who was my coach, to watch the semifinal games and going up to the Blue Cross Arena to watch those games. So to see these guys have that opportunity to play in the semifinals, to play at the Blue Cross Arena, it's awesome. It's really rewarding.
All right, we'll bring in Coach Dickens here. Coach, I know that you got plenty to ask Coach Shea, an impressive performance, and you've been mighty impressed by his team all year.
So one thing I'm going to ask is, I know that defense is a big part for you guys. And you said you want to hold them to 12 and under, 9 in the second half, which is really impressive. This is from my vantage point. I've watched you guys play quite a bit this year. Did you feel like there wasn't enough talking going on and we're getting some miscommunication on defense? Because in the second half, you didn't lose shooters. You did a much greater job where, we were seeing Sisson and we were seeing Barkley get some open looks there in the first half.
Yeah, in the second half, we talked way better on the defensive end of the ball. First half, there was, and this is what you're alluding to, I'm sure, there's times where they reverse the ball a couple times, get a little movement, and we got one of their shooters wide open in the corner with our guys just staring at each other underneath the rim. We got some guys that are, sort of quiet by nature, so it's always kind of a battle, pushing them, hey, you got to be louder. Don't talk to just talk, talk to communicate so your teammates know what's going on. And you compare the first half to the second half, it was just night and day in terms of, like you said, keeping track of the shooters, knowing where they were. But I'll give them credit. They got some guys that can really knock it down. We did just a much better job in the second half with it.
Yeah, I was having only watched Bolivar, a little bit of Bolivar, I was really impressed with how some of those younger guards, I'd watched this in last year. He really impressed me with his strides from his 10th grade year to this year. Now, we get to the Blue Cross Arena. What a selling point for your program. I know you guys played against North Star a few years ago and came on the short end. Is this where you're going to go and just try to get every younger kid in the program to go to that game so they can just see that atmosphere? Because having been there and witnessed it, and you've been there, that can get kids hungrier. That might be the difference of kids going in and working in the off season on basketball and getting in an extra 100 shots a day, or whether they just sit on the couch. So, what is your selling point to get more of the younger kids and youth, and that have that carry over into the future as well?
Yeah, that's a huge piece with it. You know what I mean? To go up and watch your high school, little Pembroke, Corfew, East Pembroke, all the little townships that make up our school district. For those kids that go to the Blue Cross Arena and watch the varsity team play in a arena, it's really awesome. And our one of our assistant coaches, Larry Cohorse, he has a son that's in 6th grade. He coaches that youth team. So I'm talking to him, hey Larry, how many kids were here tonight? And then he'll be talking to those kids like, hey guys, the varsity plays at the Blue Cross Arena this Friday. Our mod coaches, we talked to them about it. One of our mod coaches, Coach Coach Hockmuth, helps out with the varsity some. He communicates to those guys, hey, come up and watch the varsity guys play. Because just like you said, that's where like dreams start. You know what I mean? For those young kids, they see that and that's what they want to do. And they go in the gym on their own or in their driveway, and they're shooting because they want to be like a Caden Falls or like a Tyson Totten, or pass the ball like a Searle, or rebound it like Guzdak. That's what they want to do.
All right, one more and then we'll let you go. I know how hard you work. Like I said, 9th year, what a change. And Pembroke had some good seasons. I'm not saying that they hadn't before that, but what a change in these 9 years of consistency, I guess I would say, and Pembroke being on the map. Now, with that being said, no program sectional title in boys basketball history, if I'm not mistaken. How much would that mean to this group, and how hard have they worked to get to that point?
Yeah, it'd be huge. Like you referenced before, we had a shot a few years ago when we played against North Star in the finals, had a tough one there. For this group to be able to do that, it'd be huge, for the basketball program, for these kids, for the district. It's definitely something that we've talked about. We know that these kids are battling for it. They had that success in football this past year, which was a huge milestone for the school as well. So to try and, carry that over into the basketball season would be a huge accomplishment for these guys.
All right, Coach, good luck on Friday night. Alex and I are going to be there, and I'm sure you'll be hearing from us. All right.
Hello, everybody, and welcome back to the second half of the Class C2 semifinal. York with an 11-point lead over Oakfield-Alabama at the break. Oakfield started the first half strong, withered away down the stretch, while York started to assert itself. And a big factor in York's surge was Maddox Timothy, the senior leader, starting to find his way offensively.
Yeah, and you saw it there, too. He was able to penetrate. I think Oakfield can't get up in these guys' shorts. That pressure's not seeming to bother these guys out front. They're not causing the turnovers that I think they're used to getting against other teams.
Courier off the mark. Here comes York now. Brady in the lane, and it's rejected by Yasis. Out of bounds underneath. Oakfield will take it now. 6:46 remaining here in the third. 13-point lead for York. Oakfield needs to find its way offensively if it hopes to keep pace.
Yeah, and it seems every time Oakfield gets the ball, it's off a dead ball, out of bounds, or a foul, stuff like that. They're not getting an opportunity to do transition. And it's 1 and out for them every time.
Porter off the mark. Here comes York now. Timothy inside to Rodwell on the block. Nice patience, nice pivot. Brady left alone for the rebound. Nobody boxed him out. He couldn't get the putback, and no foul called. York up in arms. Yasis in transition gets the finish. York thought there should have been a foul call there.
Yeah, I don't know from here, the backs to it, but again, it was a second chance for York, but Oakfield was able to get the second rebound and got some transition, but Pangrazio comes right back and answers.
Beautiful fadeaway jumper for Jake Pangrazio. And York continues its offensive rhythm as Braden Smith, the quick shot there from the top of the key. And you're right, there's no semblance of rhythm for Oakfield offensively. There's really no structure. They're just going one-on-one, shooting from the perimeter and taking it to the basket.
Yeah, I mean, that's good. They're going to have to start by rebounding better and trying to get some transition.
Timothy inside to Rodwell, tried to give it back, went off the foot of Brady and out of bounds. So the Hornets will take back over with 5.5 minutes here in the third quarter.
Yeah, York there, you get a lot of cutting. Two guys cutting in the same spot. Usually their spacing's really good. It's a little miscommunication there. It went off Brady's leg.
Smith from the corner knocks it down. Big jumper from Braden Smith. Boy, oh boy, does Oakfield need him to get involved here. And it was a slow start for him, due in large part to those 2 early fouls that removed him from the game early in the first half. Pangrazio, offensive foul. Oakfield takes the charge. And a big defensive play for the Hornets there as they take back over possession.
I think that was Warner coming in to take that charge. Great job there. Coach Orman trying to get him to count the basket, but I think that rules went away, or the feet's got to hit way before. So good defense there by Oakfield. Now let's see if they can get something going on this end.
Porter through the defender and an offensive foul on the other end. Once again, one-on-one basketball for the Hornets goes awry, and York will take back over. 4:50 remaining here in the third. Oakfield playing well defensively, starting to find a little bit of offense, but the offensive foul there could quell any momentum they may have found. Here comes Smith now, tried to advance the ball to Courier, but chased it down after it was tipped away by Bauer. Inside to Yasis, he's fouled. Oakfield will have it underneath.
So one of the things Oakfield's having some problems with and where they're getting the charges is they're just trying to drive on people. You've got to get the ball reversed, make York play sideline to sideline. They're just letting them focus on who has the ball. And I think that's some of the things. They got to get better ball movement and actually not just have one person trying to drive through.
Yasis tripped over Pangrazio's feet. Looked like he traveled, no call, and they're going to call it off of the night, so it's going to stay with the Hornets. 4:30 remaining now in the third. Inside pass to Porter, but he had it knocked away. Brady and Rodwell in there on the rejection.
Yeah, Rodwell's been active all night defensively and on the rebounds. Just a superb athlete down there and just comes to help and sends things away.
Pangrazio with the lay-in, and it's back to a 13-point Golden Knights advantage. We've reached the midpoint here in the third quarter, and listen to the Night Zone, Coach.
Yeah, it's like I said, York's got a huge following here. Got the half the student body over there making a lot of noise, making it difficult at Oakfield. You know, another thing here with York, they're getting by. There's nobody really there that's a shot blocker with Oakfield coming to help. So they're able to finish at the rim. Even in the first half where they were missing, they were getting good opportunities. It's a different story when Oakfield drives. They got people taking charges, guys coming over and contesting the shot as well.
Maddox Timothy for three from the wing, no good. Rebound goes to Braden Smith. Here comes Oakfield now on the break. Smith, coast to coast, can't get it to go. Porter on the rebound, second chance. He's fouled.
Yeah, good second effort there by Porter. You know, a little ball fake, got him up in the air, then went into it, drawing the foul there. Maybe be a little more patient for Oakfield, trying to get to the hoop, jump stop, little ball fake, see what happens from that. They are drawing 2 guys, so somebody is going to be open. Be nice for Oakfield to get Porter going here as they stay within striking range. They got to keep this, around 10 or under. Hopefully, for Oakfield's sake, they get it to like 7 or 8 going into the 4th at least. Again, the first time we've been able to see Porter get something here in the second half. Hopefully he can build something off of that.
Foul called on the ground. Knights will take it underneath. Lead now at 11. Oakfield has continued to hang around after falling behind by around 10, but they need to make a push if they're going to work their way back into striking distance here. Warner diving after it. Somehow he came up with it as Timothy lost it. And now here comes Yasis going the other way. Can't get the finish. Pangrazio on the rebound for York. Timothy down the lane. Through the defender and an offensive foul. Braden Smith takes the charge. And Oakfield's going to take back over now. Inside 3 minutes to go in the third.
Yeah, good job by Smith there. Maddox, Timothy just lowering his shoulder down on that one. He didn't like it. I thought that was a pretty easy call for the officials here. Again, I'd like to see Oakfield get Porter off the ball here a little bit. Maybe run him through some screens. Maybe he can give it up and then go through some things. I'd really like to see him try to get something off the ball instead of bringing it up. And they're trying to run a little screen with a steal by Smith.
Porter off the mark. Here comes York. Brady guarded closely by Warner. Into the lane, awkward looking shot. And Smith corrals the rebound. Porter pushing it ahead to Courier. Nice pass and finish. Oakfield within 9. And Courier with a chance to cut it to 8. Coach Orman unhappy, and he's going to call a full timeout, and he's going to let his team know about it. We'd like to thank the Caryville Inn, Wing Wednesday, coming up in a few days. 25 Main Street in Oakfield, 948-9780. Also, Yasis Trucking and Construction, 6956 Byron Holly Road in Byron, 585-548-5014. Also, Genesee Community College. Apply for free at genesee.edu/apply. Also, Crazy Cheap Cars, the ultimate in price and selection, 948-8000. Also, UR Medicine Noise Health, quality care close to home. Also, Empire Tractor, we're here to help you grow. EmpireTractor.com. Also, Casella Waste will save your business time and money on trash and recycling services. Call 585-3080-662 today for a quote. Here in the Class C2 semifinal, Alex Brasky and Dan Dickens taking you through tonight's action. It's a 9-point lead for York. Oakfield working their way back. They trailed by 13. Now have a chance to cut it to 5 on the free throw from Porter with 2:20 remaining here in the quarter. Porter can't convert the free throw. It remains a 9-point game. Bauer over to Brady, into the corner for Rodwell. A cutting Pangrazio to the rim, lost the handle. Here comes Smith in transition. Braden Smith, good patience, pulling it out, didn't have the layup. Avery Watterson turns it over. Here comes Rodwell. Connor Rodwell to the basket, and he banks it in. 11-point lead for York.
Yeah, I think out of that timeout, Coach Orman really wanted to emphasize, do not give up a layup in transition. He was not happy. Good defensive stand there by York, and a little run out by Rodwell. I think that's a really good call. He's starting to bail on that well before the contact. That's going to be 3 on Bauer, so we're seeing York go to make their first substitution so far in the second half.
Yeah, they've only rolled 6 out there, has York. Bonifade, the lone man off the bench for the Golden Knights here tonight. Oakfield's been forced to go a bit deeper due to foul trouble. Warner can't get the right-handed finish. And York collects the rebound. Here come the Golden Knights, leading by 11, inside 1:30 to go in the third quarter. A good close to this quarter could put it away the way that Oakfield has struggled offensively. Rodwell to the rim. Good stretch for him. And York leads it by 13 once again.
Yeah, they got so many guys that can shoot it, but also that can get to the basket. Like, that was a strong take by Rodwell, and he finished at such a high level.
Beautiful pass there from Porter, opening up the layup from Warner. Great patience shown inside the ball fake. Finishes through the contact three-point play opportunity coming up for Aiden Warner.
Yeah, this is a big 53 seconds here, Alex. I mean, they want to keep this thing at 10, no more than 10 or so, but great find there. Way to have a good vision. Warner, that's that patience. Just try to get him up in the air. Pangrazio came down on his back a little bit, and he gets the and one, and it's back down to 10.
Ten-point lead for York. Critical 53 seconds coming up for the Hornets as they put the full court pressure on. Hyde and Porter at the front. Now Pangrazio guarding Brady on the ball. A little bit of a soft press there from the Hornets. Bonifade with it. Nice dribble drive off the wing, but he lost the handle. Courier pushing it ahead to Porter in transition, but it got away from him and he's forced to pull it out. 30 seconds remaining. 3 seconds separating the game clock and the shot clock. 10-point lead for York. Big possession for Oakfield. Fade away for Braden Smith, and he can't get the shooter's roll. Final moments of this third quarter. 10-point lead for the Knights. They're looking to extend it here. Timothy had it knocked away, but it went right to Bonifade before Smith knocked it out of bounds, and Oakfield will have it with .8 remaining. And it looks like we might have a change of the clock here.
Yeah, I think he thought the clock was going to run out, so he just grabbed the ball, and we'll give the ball to Oakfield here. I'm going to tell you, though, we go back. Oakfield had an opportunity to get a wide-open layup, and the ball just kind of slipped out of Courier's hands as he's trying to find Porter there, so that's a little unfortunate for him. They're not going to put any more time on.
Oakfield wanted more time, didn't get it. And the third quarter expires. 10-point lead for York. Oakfield hanging around here at Letchworth High School. We'll thank our sponsors once again. Beginning with the Caryville Inn, 25 Main Street in Oakfield, 585-948-9780. Also, Yasis Trucking and Construction, 6956 Byron Holly Road in Byron for all your construction needs. Also, Genesee Community College offering over 120 scholarships, and 88% of full-time students receive financial aid. Apply for free online at genesee.edu/apply. Also, crazycheapcars.com. Crazy Cheap Cars, the ultimate in price and selection. 948-8000. Mike Ognabine will see you right here. Also, You Are Medicine Noise Health, quality care close to home. Empire Tractor, we're here to help you grow. 5072 East Main Street in Batavia, 343-1822, empiretractor.com. That's right in front of the Genesee County Fairgrounds on Route 5 in Batavia. Also, Casella Waste will save your business time and money on trash and recycling services. Affordable and reliable local service is available. Also, containers of all sizes available. Free delivery of those containers. Call 585-308-0662 today for a quote. So here we go. We're getting ready for the fourth quarter. Coach, what does Oakfield need to do to get themselves back into this game?
I think again, try to focus on some transition early in this fourth quarter here. Make sure York's not getting second, third opportunities at the rim either. They're getting beat off these closeouts too easily. They have to do a better job of not getting beat off that initial dribble, because that's what puts them in an odd situation where it allows York to go get more rebounds or open looks.
Brady will head to the line. He's fouled by, looked like, Courier. That's his first. And Brady off the mark on the first free throw, but knocks down the second. Now we're never for the Hornets. They need a push to begin this fourth quarter. And Porter can't get the roll. Pangrazio trying to create the extra possession for Oakfield, but it stays in the hands of York, and now a foul called against the Hornets' big man.
Yeah, I mean, be aggressive out there with Pangrazio. Try to make something happen. You know, it's early in the fourth. They're not close to the bonus, so I'd like to see more guys crash for Oakfield. Not sure York's going to look to run up 10 here, or 11, but
inside to Timothy. Offensive foul. Braden Smith takes the charge. Smith has stuck his nose in there a number of times to take charges. He's a gritty player.
yeah, I mean, York's ran some really good sets, and they've got him with that slip. Smith just stepped right in and did a great job. That was a great pass by Brady to find him there, but you got to tip your hat to the defense sliding in before Maddox Timothy had that to take the charge.
Smith, nice job working off the pivot. And he knocks down the awkward-looking jumper to cut it back down to a 9-point deficit for Oakfield. Bauer over to Rodwell on the drive. Smith there to close it off. And Porter crashes through Bauer there. And now some jeers from the crowd, as I think they wanted Porter to help him to his feet, but instead Porter just walked on by.
Must not have been a big fan of the Knicks back when they had Anthony Mason and Charles Oakley, but I don't know. It's a hard foul going for the ball. I'm not sure what they want.
Pangrazio off the dribble, had it poked away by Smith into the hands of Bauer on the wing. No good off the back iron. Courier pushing the pace to the basket. Can't get the roll. Pangrazio, though, working the extra possession for the Hornets. Porter along the baseline feeds it out to Smith into the lane. Out to Courier for three. No good. Rodwell collects the rebound. That was a big possession for Oakfield, and they came up empty.
Yeah, two going in and out for him here recently. That would have been big. You got to turn and find the ball. I know we're face guarded. It's where everybody's got to help yelling shot. Going to get a third time here.
Connor Rodwell puts it back. And York's ahead by 11 with 6 minutes remaining. Timeout, Oakfield.
Hey, I've been saying how athletic Rodwell is, and he's done some great things defensively and on the offensive glass, and that's just that will to want to win. Going up, getting the ball, and putting it back in. Oakfield's got to make a better effort here to get defensive rebounds. This is like 6 minutes to go, a stop. You're still only down 9. We got guys trying to leak out. I know we want to get transition there, but I think they've got to defensively rebound the ball before they start to leak out in this situation. York doing a great job here of pounding the glass and still getting guys back. I think it was Maddox Timothy when that shot went up, already starting to retreat back towards half court. So sometimes too, like it's hard. Like I'm not sure Oakfield has too many guys that can jump like Rodwell can, like Pangrazio can, and those guys can really make a difference maker for sure.
.5:45 remaining in the fourth quarter. Oakfield clinging to hope here. Porter, no good. Out of bounds. Five and a half minutes remaining here in the fourth. York trying to seal the deal. Rodwell in the corner, inside to Pangrazio, and a foul called against the Hornets. And it's going to go against Courier, his second of this quarter.
So York team just continues to move. So it's pass and cut, ball movement. And when you're trying to deny some of these guys, that makes it very tough. And that Courier got caught grabbing Pangrazio there a little bit. They're tough matchups.
Timothy on the drive, no good. Warner on the rebound. Here comes Porter pushing the pace. Into the lane, kicks it out to Warner. Over to Yasis, step through. Can't get the finish though. Smith calling for it in the corner. Now on the drive, had it poked away. Porter keeps it alive for the Hornets though. 5 minutes remaining in the fourth. Porter kicks it to Yasis. Yasis on the drive. And he gets the finish. Back down to a 9-point York lead.
Good job by Bauer here, just slowing it down. Like I said, York runs some really good sets. Oakfield looking to go and trap and double. That might be a little quick and forced.
Big stop there for the Hornets as they trail by 9. Nearing the midpoint here in the fourth. Smith in the corner, working against Rodwell, fading away, no good. Warner knocked it off of Pangrazio to keep it alive for the Hornets. Warner does all the little things for Oakfield.
Yeah, every team needs somebody like that. That's a great hustle play by Warner getting that tip off Pangrazio. York always plays 2-3 out of bounds. It's one of Coach Orman's staples. We argue over it all the time.
Warner inside, tried to feed it to Yasis, knocked away, out of bounds off the Knights. We'll stay with the Hornets here. 4:14 in the fourth. Critical possession for OA. It's nearing now or never territory. Yasis to Warner. Lost the handle, but able to get it away to Smith. Good job by Smith, calling for the cut, and Courier fouled at the rim. That's great talk there and great leadership from Smith, creating the basket with a nice pass to Courier.
Yeah, I think that was really good job, because that Oakfield needs to cut more, and that's where they're catching them caught off guard. I mean, like I said, a bunch of times, York is so athletic by the rim, you're going to get challenged. Just like on that one, Rodwell got called for the foul, but he was right there. At the same point, I think, this is still a 9-point game here. Oakfield can still make some things happen. I'd be interested to see if they continue that little half-court trap, because they got them playing a little fast, and Bauer forced the last one.
Courier misses both free throws, critical misses there, and it's knocked out of bounds off the Hornets. So the Knights will take back over here, midpoint of this fourth quarter, holding that 9-point advantage. Here's Timothy on the drive and kick. Rodwell for three. Connor Rodwell knocks it down, and that could be the dagger with 3:50 remaining, as York is now ahead by 12. Timeout Oakfield, 3:46 remaining in the fourth, and the Golden Knights faithful can feel it.
Yeah, I think that's the first time Rodwell has faked on almost every single one of those threes, and he's a good three-point shooter. So I think Oakfield stayed back a little bit because they've been getting beat off the dribble from him a little. On that one, he just rose up and made another big shot, and Rodwell's continued to make big plays for York here tonight. With York, you see this, a different guy stepping up every night. It was Maddox Timothy early in this game, but I feel like Rodwell's played great. You see Pangrazio is always capable of going off. Bauer's capable of going off. It's just a lot of weapons there that they're going to have. Now, 12-point game. Be interested if Oakfield's going to try the full court press again. I like it. If you think you still got a chance, you got to keep sending something at them besides just playing man, where York can run that kind of like passing and cutting and that 5-man dribble drive type stuff. It's just going to waste a lot of time here, especially when you're down 12. So I like to see Oakfield extend, try to make some things happen out of the traps, and then attack the basket.
12-point lead for the Knights. Time winding down on the Hornets season. Here's Courier pressuring the ball, and it's knocked away by Porter, but it will stay with the Knights here.
Yeah, it's almost a great play. Porter kind of read that. That would have been an easy run out for him. Good hands by Sammy Bickford doing the shot clock, another former Calmum Raider.
They're everywhere. Bauer, nice ball fake. Gains the space, but can't hit the long three. Smith in transition, gets it to Yasis, closed off by Rodwell along the baseline. Back out to Smith. Courier looking for room. Nice spin move into the lane, but nice recovery defensively by Bauer before he commits the foul with the body. Courier to the line for 2 shots as Oakfield still clinging to what little hope they have here with 3:14 remaining. Courier that time perfect at the line after 2 misses his last trip. Good recovery there from the Hornets guard. Brady at the high post, kicks it to Pangrazio on the wing, no good. Yasis, a strong rebound, took it away from 2 York rebounders. Here's Courier to the rim. What a move to the basket. And here comes Oakfield-Alabama. Inside 3 minutes to go, they've cut it to 8. A little bit of pressure being applied by the Hornets now. And a timeout called by Coach Orman, and we'll reset our clock here with 2:40 remaining here in the 4th quarter. And Coach Orman talking things over with his crew. On the other side, Coach Steller talking things over with his group. This is a matchup between 2 defending sectional champions and 2 experienced head coaches, 2 of the top coaches in the Glow region and their respective leagues. They've brought their team back within a couple wins of the mountaintop once again this year. Looks like York in firm control, but Oakfield starting to find a little bit of momentum here down the stretch of the 4th quarter.
Yeah, I think Colton Yassitz, a couple really big defensive rebounds, kind of led that break, and Noah Courier able to finish a couple times there. Has cut this to 8. Listen, I once blew a freaking 7-point game in the lead in the sectional finals with a minute to go. So, like, 8 points with 2:40s, a lot of time here. Oakfield, a lot of athletes, they've been in these big games. Like, these are some of the things that they can use to their advantage. Good timeout by Coach Orman, I would like to say as well, because you got them. They don't carry over to the finals. You might as well use them, especially right here where maybe the momentum's starting to go towards Oakfield. So looks like they are going to try to apply some pressure, maybe trap some more.
2:40 remaining. Critical possession for York. Oakfield needs to stop. Brady at the high post, pulls it back out. Nice patience. Bauer on the wing. Gets it back, skipped over to Timothy. Brady up top now into the corner for Rodwell, tries the 3, well off the mark. Timothy fighting for the rebound, and he secures it in the corner. But the shot clock violation as the shot from Rodwell failed to tip the rim. And Oakfield's going to take back over. Great defensive possession for Oakfield, although the official's talking it over now. Shot clock violation is confirmed with 2:13 remaining here in the 4th. And now a critical possession for Oakfield. Plenty of time left, an 8-point deficit, but they need a bucket here.
Yeah, it's a big possession down there. Good defense by Oakfield, keeping them in front. York being patient, got into a spot where the shot clock violation. Smith, good pass and cut. And Yasis again. This is 5 seniors out there for Oakfield, don't forget. Like, these guys don't want it to end.
Noah Courier, a huge jumper from the free throw line. It's down to 6, and Porter takes it away and lays it in. Oakfield's within 4. 1:40 remaining in the 4th. Courier trips Pangrazio from behind, and that's going to send the York forward to the line for 1-1. 1:39 remaining. That's the 7th team foul against Oakfield. Oakfield in the double bonus in its own right.
Yeah, there's not going to be any quit here in Oakfield. As you see them battling all the way to 4. A little unfortunate foul there by Courier. Ooh.
Big miss free throw from Pangrazio. Here comes Yasis leading the break. Up to Smith. Tries the 3. No good. And the push-off from Pangrazio on the attempted rebound. A nice box out there from Aiden Warner, closing him off, and now he'll head to the line. He has a chance to cut it to a 2-point game, Coach. Wow.
Yeah, I think on that one, Pangrazio's just got to use his jumping ability and try to out-jump him. I mean, that one it's just those two there, pretty clear in the gym for everybody. I think that Smith probably rushed that three. They've been getting to the hoop, but that's a good job by the coaching staff telling him to keep his head up. Everybody's still in. Like I said, this is 5 seniors. They're not going out without a fight.
One last time, we'd like to thank our sponsors, the Caryville Inn. Excuse me, also Yasis Trucking and Construction. Also, Genesee Community College. Genesee Your Path. Apply for free online at genesee.edu/apply. Also, crazycheapcars.com. You Are Medicine, Noise Health. Empire Tractor. We're here to help you grow. Casella Waste will save your business time and money on trash and recycling services. York is led by 13 points several times throughout this second half. Oakfield has showed no quit. They brought it all the way back down to 4, and now Aiden Warner at the line for 2 shots with a chance to cut it to a 1-possession game. Misses the first. Big free throw here for the Hornets senior as OA looks to close out the game, as Coach mentioned, with its 5 senior leaders on the floor. Warner knocks it down, 1-possession game. 3 points separate the 2 seed and the 3 seed here in the Class C2 semifinal. Minute and a half remaining. York clinging to a 3-point lead. Oakfield working its way back, trying to pull off a miraculous comeback here in the fourth quarter. 1:22 remaining. York has possession. Both teams are in the bonus. Next foul will send York to the line for 1-1. Next foul on York will send Oakfield to the line for 2 shots. Pangrazio can't get it to go. Yasis on the rebound. Here comes Warner. 3-point game. Oakfield could tie it here. Smith on the drive. Bowls over Bauer, and it's an offensive foul. Joe Bauer gets the call. And that's Braden Smith's 4th foul of this game. He'll be disqualified on his next one.
Hey, good play by Bauer there, right in front of the official. Oakfield still got to keep their head up. That's only his 3rd, actually. Minute to go, it's still 1 possession.
They had 4 on the board momentarily. They've since changed it to 3 on Braden Smith. Pangrazio out to Bauer, now into the hands of Timothy. York working the ball. A bit passive here. Timothy forces one up. It's off the mark. Another great box out by Warner to secure the rebound. Yasis pushing the pace. Porter open for 3. Kyle Porter ties the game at 48 with 30 seconds remaining. Oakfield has come all the way back from 13 points down. 20 seconds remaining. The shot clock is off. York has it. They'll have a chance for the win here in the Class C2 semifinal. Porter over pursuing. Timothy to the basket. Offensive foul. Braden Smith takes the charge. And Oakfield will take over with 7.4 remaining. What a comeback for the Hornets. Kyle Porter with 30 seconds left from the left wing, pulls up, knocks it down, and ties the game. And after the offensive foul, Oakfield will now have possession, looking to go the length of the floor. 7 seconds remaining. Coach Steller drawing up his best play, likely looking to get it in the hands of Smith or Porter here.
Yeah, I think we'll probably see Porter bring it up, maybe a little high screen to see if he can shake somebody a little bit. I will tell you that, like, watching these timeouts, like, just looking at the eye contact, both teams' players, all 5 of them looking at their coach, you love to see that because that's what good teams do. I would not be surprised if York does some type of trap here. They've done that in the past where they'll run a double at Porter, try to get out of his hands, but I'm going to tell you, that was not an easy shot. He's going left, fading a little bit, and he's a righty, and when he let that go, that looked like it was going in right from the start.
Here's Smith set to inbound. York pushing its defense into the backcourt. Porter will take it up. 5 seconds remaining. Porter. And he has it taken away by Timothy. Long launch. No good. We head to overtime at Letchworth High School. What a ball game on the Batavia Daily News Sports Network. Oakfield-Alabama came all the way back from 13 down. Kyle Porter with a 3 with 30 seconds left ties it at 48. We're headed to the extra session here in the Class C2 semifinal. The winner of this classic contest will advance to take on Pembroke on Friday night in the C2 final. York thought it had the win secure. They're up by 13 with about 3 minutes remaining, and then Oakfield happened.
Yeah, I mean, this is what I said. When they started making a little bit of a run there, I thought actually York did a pretty good job of trying to calm things down and slow it down, but then nobody would want to do anything when it got later. They're all looking for somebody else. Timothy ends up jacking one from deep there in a big possession, but you've got to give Oakfield credit. They started rebounding on the defensive end. They started attacking the hoop a little bit. Their pressure defense has caused a little more turnovers from York than I was expecting, because that's a veteran team right there with guards. York's going to have to protect the ball better in the second half. We're going to also have foul trouble that we got to worry about. Pangrazio has 4, I believe. Maddox Timothy has 3. Bauer has 3. And then for Oakfield, Yassis and Smith both have 3, I believe. So, the guys got to play smart.
4 minutes on the clock. We're in overtime here at Letchworth High School. And the opening tip of the extra session goes to the Golden Knights. Tyler Brady with it in the corner, had it knocked away. Regains for the Knights. Timothy pulling up from the top of the key. No good. Brady on the rebound. Another chance. And Oakfield comes away with it. Here come the Hornets. Looking to take their first lead since the first half. Courier pulls up from the elbow and he knocks it down. Noah Courier has made so many big shots in this game, Coach.
Yeah, he's been huge for them. I mean, you take a look at his track record. He missed most of last year, too. So, this is his first full year since his sophomore year.
Timothy for 3, no good. And like we saw from Oakfield, Coach, early on in the second half, where they were forcing things, going one-on-one, we're seeing that from York now, and that's led to Oakfield's comeback. They are not putting together smooth, rhythmic offensive possessions any longer.
Yeah, you're right.
Inside to Rodwell, he's fouled, but go ahead, Coach.
Really stagnant down here. Watch, York's at their best when there's constant movement, and we're not seeing that right here. I think that's Smith's 4th. He's going to have to be careful. Although I think offensively, I don't think that Oakfield jacking a 3 5 seconds into the shot clock's their best offense right now. They've been doing a better job making York work a little bit, plus York's in some foul trouble.
Rodwell, critical free throws. Misses the first.
Rodwell's been huge for them. He's got to step in and make these. Has a great take, great job of drawing the foul, but it doesn't do you any good if you miss the free throws.
Rodwell, another opportunity. Knocks this one down off the back iron. Down to a 1-point Oakfield lead. We're inside 3 minutes to go in overtime. Listen to the Night Zone, trying to will their team back into this one. They've fallen behind after leading by 13 in the 4th. Warner to Smith in the corner. Smith along the baseline, guarded by Bauer. Shovels it to Yassis, gets it back in the corner. Around the rim and out. Porter fighting for the rebound. Who are they going to call this foul on? And they call it against York. Foul goes against Kyle Brady, and that's going to send, Tyler Brady, and that's going to send Kyle Porter to the line for 2 shots with 2:18 remaining here in overtime, and the Hornets leading by 1. Both teams missing free throws here.
Yeah, these are things. When you look at this, whoever wins or loses is going to look back at some of these things that they could have done to win the game.
Porter 1 for 2. 2-point lead for Oakfield. Here comes York. Almost threw it away. Bauer able to corral it. Now a foul called against Yasis. I believe that's his 5th. And that is. Colton Yasis has been disqualified with 2:11 remaining in overtime due to his 5th personal foul. And it looks like Bodie Hyde is going to check in for the Hornets. What a career put forth by Yasis if this is his last time on the floor for OA.
Yeah, he's been one of their players that's really sparked this comeback. But, you know, we haven't seen Hyde a whole lot tonight. Not the most skilled basketball player, but he plays hard, a very good athlete. He can rebound, do some of those things. But, you know, you're going to miss out a little of that Colton can do as well.
Bauer knocks down the first free throw. He can tie it with the second. 2:11 remaining here in overtime of this Class C2 semifinal. The winner moves on to take on number 1 Pembroke in the final on Friday night at Blue Cross Arena. Bauer 2 for 2. We're deadlocked at 51. 2:10 remaining in overtime. A classic sectional battle going on between this Livingston Conference Titan and a Genesee Region League Titan. Porter needs to get rid of it. And he stepped on the baseline. Turnover committed by the Hornets. Too much dribble there from Porter.
Yeah, he had to be getting close to a 5 count out top, too, because until he turned on the baseline, he really never made a move to the basket. They're going to get one here.
York throws it away. Porter comes up with it. Smartly pulls it out. Now it's Smith with it. Smith initiating the possession. 20 on the shot clock. Courier looking inside for Warner. Couldn't find him. Smith with it. Fading away. Knocks it down. Braden Smith, that's been his money shot all night long.
You know, we've talked about like just dribbling and then going one-on-one. It hasn't been really working for them, but he makes a big one when it counts the most. Like, now it's a big possession here for York. I go through Maddox, Timothy. They're struggling with this press a little bit, or this trap in the half court.
Braden Smith has hit a few of those nice fadeaway jumpers that have come in big spots. And an offensive foul. Braden Smith, the MVP for Oakfield in this second half. That's the 3rd charge he's taken in the 4th quarter and overtime combined. And that is Maddox Timothy's 4th personal foul. One more foul committed by the York senior star. He will be disqualified here tonight. What a defensive play made by Smith. Time and again, he puts his body on the line.
Yeah, I mean, he set up shop there, a full two dribbles before Timothy left his feet. Pretty easy call.
Big possession for Oakfield, perhaps even bigger for York. They need a stop. 45 seconds remaining, 2-point lead for the Hornets. They have the ball.
Porter's gonna shoot it.
Porter looking to pull the trigger. He does. Coach called that one. And now 30 seconds remaining. Shot clock is off. York's down 2. Overtime of the Class C2 semifinal. Rodwell down the lane. Foul. He'll head to line for 2. Looked like it had a chance.
Yeah, I mean, I almost thought that would have been a good time for Oakfield to go man. It's tough to switch if you're not ready for that. Just because you're losing guys in that trap. They've had success with it, but as you saw there, they lost. Rodwell's flash high. Fortunate it's not a 3-point play.
22 seconds left. 2 free throws for Rodwell. Knocks down the first. Needs one more to tie. One more to tie for Rodwell. Critical free throw with 22 seconds left here in overtime. And he knocks it down. We're all tied at 53. 22 seconds left. Oakfield has the ball, and Oakfield will call a timeout and look to set up shop here in the front court. Coach, what are we going to see here from both sides?
Well, first off, I'm going to talk about Rodwell because the last time he was at the line, his 2 free throws, the second one went in, but his 2 free throws did not look good. That time, both of those, he looked very confident, stepped up, made them. That is not an easy thing to do here because if he doesn't make those, it's likely their season's over. I'm thinking here for Oakfield, they ran something earlier where Porter got the ball in the corner, and they had Smith on a post-up down below on kind of a switch. I wouldn't mind seeing something go back to that. Porter's going to draw attention. If they can find somebody to slip to the hoop or somebody maybe in that mid-range like Warner, in that mid-range to get a look. That's something maybe here. I wouldn't be surprised if Hyde comes out of the game and they put another offensive player here if they're going for the last shot. We've watched Kyle Porter over the years make big shots. All right.
We saw one just a few moments ago.
Yeah, I mean, and that's the thing, and that's where I thought that I had no doubt he was going to shoot that one there because this game's a 5-point game with only 30 seconds to go if he makes that, and there wasn't any time on the shot clock. So I'm looking at something like that. Hyde's going to be on the floor. Maybe you get another offensive rebound. You want to start moving something at about 5 seconds so you take a shot with about 3. That gives you an opportunity to get an offensive rebound and a putback. If you miss, do not get an over-the-back foul and allow York to go down and get 2 shots to win this game.
Both teams in the bonus. 18.3 remaining in overtime of the Class C2 semifinal. Oakfield trailed by 13 in the fourth quarter. They've come all the way back to send it to the extra session. Courier collects the inbound, guarded closely by Pangrazio. Gets it to Smith up top. Oakfield looking to set up shop here. Bauer pokes it away. Smith gets it back. Over to Courier now. Courier pulls up from the elbow. No good. Batted around, another try. And we're headed for double OT. Good defense from York on that possession.
Yeah, I think it was. I mean, it's just a great end, and we're going to go to double overtime here. Looks like it's going to be a late night for us. I wish I had self-service. I could tell my wife I'm going to be late, but she should be watching.
She better darn well be watching.
So we've got ourselves a great game here going to the second overtime. A lot of questions are going to re-jump that. Aiden Warner won the first jump of the game, and then Connor Rodwell won the jump in overtime. They're going to re-jump everything. Again, we've got some foul trouble issues for both teams. Smith picked up his 4th, and you've got Pangrazio and Maddox Timothy with 4 for York, so it's going to be a big part of this. What a game, though. What an atmosphere here. I don't know why people are leaving, but there's people walking out the door.
I think they're the Pembroke fans. I think they just simply had enough.
Well, I don't know why you stick around for one overtime if you're going to leave now, but maybe they're trying to beat the traffic. You know how it can get down here in Gainesville.
Right at the budding metropolis that is Gainesville. Beautiful digs here at Letchworth, though. I mean, this school is as beautiful as it comes, and the hospitality that we're shown here is just incredible. Just too bad you can't get a text or a call out to save your life.
Yeah, I always enjoy coming down here. Great people, phenomenal facilities. It's always one of the cleanest schools that you go into, their locker rooms, their bench, everything like that, and it is a treat to play here. Obviously, maybe get in with the times, though, and get a little cell tower maybe would help.
4 minutes on the clock. We're in our 6th session here tonight. Second extra session as Oakfield trying to complete the miraculous comeback here in the C2 semifinal. Smith with it on the drive, patient, fading away, and he couldn't hit that one. But Warner fighting hard for the rebound. Hornets extra possession. Courier left alone on the perimeter. No good off the backboard. That's not his game, but when he's left alone, it's tough to pass that up, especially with the way he's been shooting the ball tonight. Brady to the basket, and what a shock. Braden Smith steps in to take the charge.
I think that's his 4th, maybe his 5th. I mean, he's there. And Coach Orman's telling his guys, you got to come to a stop, and these are easy calls for these officials.
When you take that many charges, you almost have to enjoy the punishment.
Well, I think, like I said, he's a senior and he's a competitor. We've talked about how many sectional titles he's won in different sports, and including individual sports is like golf. Like, it takes something.
Courier to the basket, no good, knocked out of bounds by the Golden Knights. But yes, Braden Smith, a champion in every sense of the word. Football, basketball, baseball, golf. Doesn't happen very often. Four separate sectional patches in a single season for that young man last year. Warner at the rim, no good. Porter went for the rebound, couldn't get it, but he tipped it away from Timothy. Hands it off to Warner, saves it to Smith, and the Hornets have an extra possession here. I think York thought Timothy got fouled.
Yeah, a little helter-skelter there. I mean, I don't know. I think you just got to get a little bit stronger. Somebody's got to come back and help him. York gets by him. There's 3 Oakfield defenders there.
Smith to the basket. Offensive foul. And that's Smith's 5th foul of this game. Yasis and Smith have both been disqualified. Two of Oakfield-Alabama's senior leaders on the bench for the remainder of this one. And Avery Watterson set to check back in the game. We're all tied at 53, 2:46 remaining. Oakfield without two of its stars. York one foul away from losing a couple of their own.
Yeah, I mean, I think that's also a good call as much as Smith didn't like it. You don't have to be stilled for it to be an offensive foul and kind of leading with his shoulder as he was driving. Oakfield's got to be careful with that high post. They've lost a couple guys.
Rodwell on the block. Off glass and in. York has its first lead of overtime. And listen to the night zone. York trying to finish the job after Oakfield stormed back. Timothy on the rebound. Here come the Knights now, leading by a couple. Bauer to the high post to Rodwell. Nice bounce pass to Brady. Inside and the putback for Pangrazio. York ahead by 4. Timeout Oakfield. The Golden Knights have found the momentum here in the second extra session. And Oakfield scrambling for answers.
Yeah, they actually had Pangrazio open a little earlier. I think it might be time for Oakfield to try to go back to man or something because they've lost about 3 straight possessions. They've lost somebody. And a good job of pounding the offensive glass there. On Porter's 3 down here, it would have been nice to see a couple of those Oakfield players go after the rebound. They just kind of watched, and it was either going in or it was going to be York's ball. Like, again, it's tired. They've played. A lot of them have played close to 40 minutes. But at the same time, give it all you've got because you're only going to end up playing 42 if you don't end up winning this.
Which team will advance to the Class C2 final? Looked like it was going to be York all night long. And then Oakfield, down 13 in the fourth quarter, stormed back, sent it to overtime on a deep 3 from Kyle Porter with 30 seconds left, which tied the score. And now we sit in the second OT with York back out in front by 4 and hoping to finish the deal and avoid what would be a significant collapse.
Yeah, I think Coach Orman's just pleading with his guys to play defense on this one. I saw him like hitting the ground and really getting into Brady here to get after Porter because that's got the toughest matchup out there. Oakfield's going to need to get somebody else here besides him to score.
Bodie Hyde into the game now, along with Avery Watterson, as Colton Yassis and Braden Smith, 2 starters, have fouled out for the Hornets. Porter in the corner, had it ripped away by Rodwell, out of bounds. Will stay with the Hornets. 1:37 remaining in the second OT. Night zone on its feet. Hornets fans holding their breath. Watterson having trouble inbounding. Finally gets it into Porter. Porter on the drive. Guarded closely, steps through. Almost got it to go, but he'll head to the line for 2 shots. That's what you need Porter to do. With Smith and Yassis out of the game, he's got to take this one over.
Yeah, it's a strong move by him, and even splitting those defenders when he came to a stop. Good step through, a little bit of harm there with him. He's got to make these. Got to make these as a senior. There we go. He makes these, then they get a chance here to get a stop and come back. I'm hoping they're coming out of that trap in the half court. It has not been that successful the last few possessions. I think man might be their best here, especially with Hyde out there. He can maybe front a little bit.
2 for 2 for Kyle Porter. Minute and a half remaining in the second overtime. Bauer on the wing, gets it to Rodwell at the high post. Nice bounce pass to Brady. Hyde tried to take the charge, but I don't think he got position, and Brady was able to finish through the contact. Here comes Oakfield now, going quickly. Porter kicking it out to Courier. Courier on the drive, into the lane, had it knocked away, into the hands of the Golden Knights. Rodwell took it away, and now it's with Timothy. Back to Rodwell up the left side. Oakfield's going to have to consider fouling soon. Brady to Rodwell, out to Timothy for 3. No good. Porter on the rebound. Big stop by the Hornets. Here comes Owe. Porter goes to the rim and he's fouled. Courier dealing with cramping in his calf. Struggled to get up the floor on that last offensive possession. Have to keep an eye on that, but no way he's coming out of this game with 42 seconds left, being a senior. He's going to grit this one out as Bonifetti comes in as Bauer commits his 5th foul of this game. 42 seconds left, 4-point game, critical free throws once again for Kyle Porter here. Knocked down his last 2, but he can't knock down the first of 2 here. It remains a 4-point deficit for OA. Still a critical free throw as it could knock it down to a 1-possession game here. Oh for 2 for Kyle Porter. Big misses from the OA senior. Here comes York now. Oakfield's going to have to foul, I think.
Yeah, it's tired, short on those. Good play by Courier.
Rejected by Noah Courier, coming out of seemingly nowhere. And that will shorten the shot clock a bit here as it sits at 22 seconds. 7 seconds separating the game clock and the shot clock, though. Oakfield needs to foul.
They got to try to deny this, and I would bring Watterson off and give you an extra guy off the ball, but try to deny, jump it, then get maybe a foul there on the freshman coming in.
So Bonifetti will head to the line now. 2 critical free throws with 27.9 remaining here in the second overtime.
And a lot of tired people out there. These guys are going to sleep well tonight. I think that was a good foul. You put a freshman on there, the kid that's played the least amount out there. Put him out there for 2. Oakfield hopefully can, for their sake, can push the ball. I know it was a tough 5th foul on Bauer. There we go.
Bonifetti misses the first.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know if you just get this in Porter's hands and let him pull one quick and see what you got. I mean, you can't run too much clock. And then the other thing is who's going to get the scoring. You got Courier and Porter out there.
1 for 2 for Bonifetti, and a timeout called by York, a full timeout with 27.9 remaining. The Knights lead it by 5, looking to salt this one away and seal the deal after Oakfield made a miraculous comeback. And the Night Zone has been into it all night long, driving through the snow, supporting their team through thick and thin here tonight. Tyler King trying to, or it sounded like Tyler King, who's ever announcing here, trying to prevent a rush of the court here.
My strategy for that would put Chad D. Rock right at the middle of the court and have him probably just put on a tank top. That might stop people from running on the floor, but that's what I would go with.
I don't even think you need the tank top.
Well, I mean, it's probably got to keep it a little professional. He's down there. He's ready to go if anybody runs on the floor.
Coach DeRock, the girls softball coach and girls basketball coach here at Letchworth. Former football coach at Holly and Letchworth, I believe. Former Marine, checks all the boxes. 27 seconds remaining in the second overtime, and Maddox Timothy takes it away, and that's going to be the dagger. York leads by 7, 20 seconds remaining, and the Knights faithful can taste it as they are seconds away from advancing to the C2 final. Aiden Warner with a lay-in inside. Porter takes it away to give Oakfield a chance, and a foul committed by Rodwell will send Porter to the line.
So if this is the case where Oakfield has no timeouts, I don't know why York's inbounding the ball. Hold it 5 seconds, run the clock down to like 5, and then throw it in. No sense of throwing the ball in now. A 5-point game with 7.7 is pretty well under control, but this can cut it now to 3-point game. Again, I think that's one of those things that we just, they're kids. They maybe don't understand the situation, but if Oakfield had no timeouts, which I believe they didn't, they should not have inbounded that.
So 7 seconds remaining, 4-point game, one more free throw to come from Porter. Timeout called. No one wants this game to end.
Well, he's got to make this one, and then they've had some success fronting and denying the ball in, as we just saw. I would put hands all over guys, leave the 5th person in the back, try to read something, and then if you get a steal, your best bet is probably firing it up right away to give you a couple chances. I think Coach Orman's just telling them, hey, make sure you come to the basketball. All right? Make sure we don't foul them if for some reason York Oakfield's able to get the ball, go through every possible scenario here. Like, this is some of the stuff you practice, and you hope you never have to use it, but you don't want to go out and try to do something you haven't practiced. So hopefully York's ready for the situation here. Porter at the line, he's got to make it or else it's probably inconsequential anyways.
7.7 on the clock, 4-point game. Kyle Porter at the line for one more free throw. He could cut it to a one-possession game here. It looked like it was going to be over a few seconds ago, but a steal on the inbound by Oakfield has kept them alive. And another steal. Courier for the tie. No good, and York is fouled, and they'll head to the line with 0.4 of a second remaining, excuse me. And Oakfield-Alabama's valiant comeback is going to run out of steam. And look at the night zone. They can feel it as their team is marching on. The Night Zone, a great job tonight supporting the York Golden Knights. And now Tyler Brady at the line for a chance to clinch it.
Yeah, that's a great play by Courier to try to give him an opportunity there. I mean, what a valiant effort. It's just the tough. He's trying to make a play. No idea how much time's left, just trying to fire one up.
Brady, 2 for 2, and York is headed to the sectional final once again. The Golden Knights avoid the collapse, and they take home the win over Oakfield-Alabama. What an effort put forth by the Hornets. They never quit here tonight. The defending champion Golden Knights headed to the C2 final. The number 2 York Golden Knights will take on number 1 Pembroke on Friday night. Once again, we'd like to thank our sponsors here on the Batavia Daily News Sports Network, the Caryville Inn, Yasis Trucking and Construction, Genesee Community College, Crazy Cheap Cars, UR Medicine Noise Health, Empire Tractor, and Casella Waste. So, Coach, it's been a great night of action. 2 C2 games won by local teams within our area, Pembroke and York, for the C2 final on Friday. Boy, that should be exciting.
Yeah, I mean, I'm excited for that one. That's going to be right in the middle of the prime spot. You know, it'll be in that first game. It seems like you're always rushed out of school in that last game. It's late when that last game starts sometimes. So, you know, I think this is going to be an outstanding final. I think you see, like, both these. This is the problem with sectionals when you get to the semis and the finals is as good teams are done, right? And you see, like, some of these good teams that have players that have put a lot of time, effort, the old blood, sweat, and tears, if you will. And it's tough watching it. You know, I've had to sit through this plenty of times. All right, and, you know, you see guys like this York team going to build off it. Coach Orman, I'm sure, is going to work on those end of the games situations here in the next few days. It's going to be hard to look back and see the 13-point game that looked like it was out of reach end up going to double overtime. Then you take a look at Oakfield. Like, Coach Steller's got so much to be proud of that group. Like, could have given up so easily. All of those kids, especially those 5 seniors, have brought them back and forced us into that overtime. Like, so much for the Oakfield community to be proud of that group. And like I said, we've got ourselves a really good game with Pembroke and York on Friday night. I think it's going to be outstanding. I can't wait to be up there.
And Coach Dickens and I will be on the call of that game for the Section 5 Broadcast Network. We're looking forward to 3 Quality C matchups on Friday night. Once again, Alex Brasky and Coach Dan Dickens signing off here from Letchworth High School. It's been a fun night. We'll see you next time.